Hello, this is a follow-up to our discussion on menu costs. This is another extra cost that occurs because of high inflation. This one's called shoe leather costs. You can see the definition there. So it's literally the wear and tear caused by extra running around, hence the image of shoe leather, because people don't want to hold on to their money. So they run to the bank as often as possible and try to turn that money into something other than their own currency because it is eroding very, very quickly. So, how do you get rid of cash quickly, and what's the sort of application of this concept of shoe leather costs? So, of course, the best place to look is Germany after World War I. Merchants actually hired runners to bring cash to the bank in order to convert it into another, more stable currency. So, taking shoe leather costs into consideration, where the benefits of these runners outweigh their costs, in other words, their wages. So, I own a business, I hire an extra person just to run cash from my registers to the bank every hour. And once they're there, they don't put it in these account because it's not going to get me anything anyway. They actually buy foreign currency. So what's the thought behind this? Is it worth it? And you need to be able to explain this. So pause it, think about an answer, come back, and I'll give you my answer. Okay. So the idea is as long as the German merchants spend on the money the German merchants spent on the runners, i.e. their wages, is less than or equal to the amount of value they were able to capture when they converted the Reichsmarks to other hard currencies, yeah, it was definitely worth it. So if I spend 50 marks a day on my runner, and I'm losing 100 marks a day by holding on to my money as German cash, well, then it's definitely worth it to go ahead and have them run the cash up there and convert it to pounds or francs or some other kind of hard currency, dollars perhaps. Another application of this, shoe leather costs. The Brazilian banking sector, so obviously this is going to affect banks, but the Brazilian banking sector grew to become 15% of GDP during this period of inflation in the 90s. This is twice as big as the U.S. banking sector as a percentage of GDP. U.S. banking sector is somewhere around 6.5%. So why is it this smaller economy suddenly like grows, doubles its banking sector by because of the fact that they have high inflation? And then the shoe leather costs obviously come into play here because you got people running in and out of the banks all the time. So think about that. What is this running in and out of the banks have to do with the banking sector growing? Take a few minutes, pause this, and come back with an answer. Okay, so in Brazil, in the banking sector, what's going on here is, get these out of the way. Um, they're having to hire more tellers. They're having to hire more accountants. They're going to have to hire extra security. I mean, there's billions of reals coming in and out of their doors every day. And yes, it's losing value, but people may be desperate if the economy is doing poorly, and desperate times there be more robbers. Then you're going to need a lot more foreign currency traders, so you have to grow that section of your bank, and then more branches. If people want to turn money into, currency or real into some other kind of currency more often, then and if you want that business, then you need to expand and go to the people where they are. So all this activity means growth in the banking sector due to high inflation. Next section will be about the natural rate of unemployment, and hopefully all this stuff is helping you review for the test.